Happy holidays, Commanders! Jordan and I are going to play a game of Crucible tonight. 4x4 board. Crucible is 4 objectives in this nice little quarter spot on all sides of the board and a critical location in the middle. We're doing 1,500 point lists. I'm playing UCM. Gordo is playing PHR. So, we'll come back with some army lists and we'll get underway. Tonight I'm playing UCM. I've got a very Gordo Christmas with the gift of ass kicking. So, for my field command, I have a lieutenant and a Kodiak on a Condor. It's level 3. I have a squad of Praetorians and a Raven. For my armored formation, I've got 3 Katanas and a Condor, 3 Rapiers and a Condor. For my Legionnaire Corps, I have 3 squads of Legionnaires and a Bear, 2 Mortars and another Bear, sharing a Condor. I've also got a pair of Ravens hauling a pair of Longbows. For my special ordnance, I have 2 Gladius riding in a Condor, and then I have a drive on Ferrum. Expeditionary group is a trio of Praetorian snipers on a Raven. And finally I have an air wing with a Retaliator in it. The Praetorian snipers will serve as forward air controllers for the Raven, or for the Seraphim. Alright, let's get the other list. George's giving PHR another run here. He has got himself a Hand of the Sphere with a level 3 Zeus, 2 Odins and an NU, all sharing a Nord. His Battle Pantheon is a pair of Phobos on a Neptune, and a pair of Helios on a Neptune / Aegean. Mortals, he has got a rifle team on a Triton, and an immortal team on a Triton. Nothing with stealth missiles or miniguns. Pegasus squad, right behind him. Sirens on a Triton, Valkyries on a Triton, and then finally in a heavy, he has a walk-on Hades. Do you only have 5 groups?
I guess I do.
He only has 5 groups. Alright, well, we'll get this underway, come back, and we'll see how turn 1 goes. Wrapped up turn 1, a lot. Basic deployment, see where everything is. Ferrum drove on right on the edge here, has deployed Star Sprites to go after PHR light dropships here. My Katanas are on the ground here. My Legionnaires are in this structure to search turn 2 for that objective. My Mortars are hidden behind the building. My Rapiers are on the ground there. The Longbows are behind that forest, and my Kodiak is up on top of the cliff face here. My Praetorians raced up to this structure here, are still in but are to the deck. Snipers to the deck here. We have got Sirens, Immortals, and Valkyries in those 3 Tritons. Going after those Praetorian snipers. He is pissed about the last game we played. So my Seraphim Retaliator came on turn 1. She made a flyby on these Phobos that got dropped, did a point of damage to that one. Hades has walked on backboard here. Mercury drones are supporting the long reach team in that structure. Over here we have the Nord. He hasn't dropped command group yet, moving up board. And the Helios are still on their Triton there. And that, I believe, is that. We'll be back after turn 2 to see what happens. We've got 2 all wrapped up. Let's go over what went down. So, my Rapiers moved up to try to get fire on the Tritons that were in this position. I did pop one of them. Destroyed it, it crashed, killed 1 stand of Immortals, the other one went straight into the structure. In response, he activated his 2 remaining Tritons with his exotics on them, and they popped straight into this structure. They then fell back. The Mercury drones, the Star Sprite drones from the Ferrum moved up board and finished off the remaining Phobos. They did lose 1 of their number in that, but it wasn't a big loss compared to the loss of the Phobos. So on top of all of that, The Helios that was over here was fired on by the Kodiak on the backboard. He removed that from play. The long reach team in this structure here found their objective on a 6, turn 2. They've stayed in structure. They went to the wall and opened fire on my rapiers that had taken out their dropships earlier, and popped 2 of my rapiers. So in response to that, my mortar team put concussion rounds in the wall and knocked them back into the building. The Hades did fire on the Gladius and did inflict 1 damage. The command squad from PHR landed. The Seraphim Retaliator came in and dropped a barrage. That barrage damaged both Odins, 1 point each, did nothing to the Enyo, and the passive of the Zeus took care of it. Jordan, I'm assuming you have way more points down there on that critical location than I do, which means you now have a 2-0 lead, because I just have my Praetorian snipers in there, who fled this structure with the objective for fear of getting obliterated. So, that's it for turn 2. We'll come back after 3 and see what's going on. Just wrapped up turn 3. Jordan is ahead, 4-1. So, his Immortals in here discovered the objective and moved through an underground monorail to the critical location where my Praetorian snipers were held up. My Praetorians used their own underground monorail, leaving the objective here behind to assist the Praetorian snipers. It's going to be ugly there, turn 4. My Immortals, however, did finally find the objective back here, loaded it onto the bear for the mortar team, which is driving off the table. The mortar team has stayed put to fire and provide support. The Legionnaires are heading back here to try to discover this objective. Jordan's command team has taken a pounding. He is down to a Zeus with 1 damage. Everything else is dead due to combined fire from Katanas, Gladius, and my Kodiak still back here in the backboard. As well as some longbow fire, which is what got the Zeus. The Retaliator came on board and with his Heaven Fire put 2 damage onto the Hades. The Nord is off the table thanks to the Star Sprites. He has no AA left on table, correct? Haven't since turn 2. So, right now, it's just coming down to points, moving into turn 4. Like I said, he's got a 3-point lead. This CQB is really going to determine a lot of the game. I think if he decimates me here, we might be able to call this turn 4. If it's a slaughter, I don't have a fighting chance. You're going to point me off the table. So, we'll find out here after 4. Turn 4 is over. United Colonies of Mankind, while it may not look like it, actually just held the critical location this turn. Their objective got off board, giving them 2 points, plus holding that puts them at 3, making it a 3-4 game, a slight PHR advantage. Now, when we look closer, though, PHR still have almost 2 full squads, or 2 full stands of Valkyries. I'm sorry, 1 full stand of Valkyrie and 1 Valkyrie. So 6 individual Valkyries, 3 Sirens, and 2 Immortals left. I have got 6 Praetorians and a Praetorian Sniper left. So, chances are I'm going to get my butt kicked next turn. That said, though, pretty much everything else you have on the table is wiped out except air units.
And the Hades.
And the Hades, which is on the backboard, holding an objective, getting bombarded. So, it all comes down to the Hades is not going to get to a point where it can score on that critical location.
No.
So the question is can I get anything else to a point to help me hold the critical location against your overwhelming, well, it's not even overwhelming infantry numbers at this point. So yeah, it's still very much anybody's game at this point. So I'm going to go on to turn 5 of Jordan here, and we're going to see who's actually going to win this. So we'll be back after that. That's it for turn 5, and we're going to call it there. Here's what happened that basically ends the game. So, Legionnaires, back here, found their objective, passed it to the bear, got picked up by its condor, will be off board turn 6, nothing to stop it. That gives me 2 points, takes me to 7. CQB here, left 4 Praetorians intact, eliminated the Immortals that were there, eliminated another stand of Valkyries that was there, and as the Legionnaires took the underground monorail, 'rail, over to there, so that reinforces them. Plus, the Gladius were able to be picked up by their dropship, moved here so that they're in scoring position. PHR literally just has nothing left to score with. So that means I will score that, taking my total score to 7. Jordan's to 6. So turn 6. Wow, my brain just went dead. Turn 6, he'll back the Hades off. He'll pick up an extra point there. That'll move him to 7. I'll still score that. That'll move me to 8. Becomes a 1-point game at the end of the day. So there we have it. A lot tighter than I felt like it was going to be early on. I did not feel like I was in a good spot. Eliminated your AA. That changed the day.
Oh, it did.
Getting my Seraphim out, I think you mentioned. Turn 1.
Yeah, that was devastating.
Yeah. Well, we're going to move over and shoot a quick after action. But if you come over there, great. We'll see you there. Otherwise, happy holidays to everybody. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share to get the channel up there and to get the battle reports out there so that more players can find them and are experiencing them. Thanks for watching.